Hey, what's going on, y'all? First G here, and today we're going to be looking at what the weekly vendor reset has to offer. So without further ado, let's get right into it, and I hope you find what you're looking for. We're going to get into the mask section here. First off, we have this Mask of the Nomad. That's actually good. It has 989 armor. Its firearms is 1,247. Now its major attribute is 3% critical hit chance. Then its minor attribute is 15% burn resistance. So if this was me, I like the critical hit chance, but I also do like the burn resistance. So I would rather go and switch the major attribute and maybe put health or any enemy armor damage. It's really up to you though. Again, this is for the Nomad, so if you're looking for a piece, the mask specifically, come get this one. Next we do have the Reclaimer mask here. Now I've never really run Reclaimer. I used to run it before 1.6, but I haven't run it since, so I'm not too sure what you Reclaimer people are looking for, but I think this one's good. It has 895 armor. It is rolled stamina for 1,151. Its major attribute is 9,689 skill power. Then its minor attribute is 15% disorient resistance. So if this was me and I would run in Reclaimer, more than likely you're going to be using the box, the healing station I mean. So I would think you would need the skill power. So for this one, depending on what you're trying to go, a tanky Reclaimer or electronics Reclaimer, I switched the major attribute, the main role, over to electronics if that's what you're looking for. But if you're okay with the stamina, then I suggest you roll the minor attribute over to something different. In the body armor section, we have the Spec Ops armor chest piece, high end. Its talent is reckless. It has 1,803 armor. It is rolled firearms for 1,210. Its major attributes are 4% health on kill, 10.50% exotic damage resilience, and then minor attribute is 46% ammo capacity. So if this was me, I'm okay with the firearms. Actually, if you're running reckless, then more than likely you're trying to go for damage, so you would leave the firearms. Now it's a good thing it has ammo capacity, so I'd leave that. Major attribute, I would switch over health on kill, just because right now seeker bombs are still a big thing, so the exotic damage resilience would help you in damping the damage it would do to you. So I'd switch over health on kill maybe to health, just to get that extra health, or something different. Really up to you though. Again, reckless chest piece here. Now we also do have this Deadeye chest plate. It has 1,986 armor. It is rolled stamina for 1,128. Its major attribute is 10% exotic damage resilience, then 14,478 health, and its minor attribute is 47% ammo capacity. So for this one, it's not the ideal chest plate, of course, but if you're running Deadeye, more than likely you're trying to go for damage. So I would roll over the stamina roll, 2 firearms, and then just keep the rest. Coming over to the backpack section here, we have this operator pack, high end. Its talent is specialized. It has 1,309 armor. It is rolled firearms for 1,129. Its major attribute is 12,973 skill power. Then its minor attribute is 16% burn resistance. So if this was me, well, it really just depends on what you're trying to go for. The main thing is, of course, that it has specialized, which is a highly sought after right now, 1.6. So like I said, it's really up to you. If this was me on my current build, I would probably switch over. No, I'd probably switch over burn resistance just to try to get that extra ammo capacity. When you're on fire, it really doesn't do that much damage, and then you can always use your med kit just to clean it off. Also, we do have this 3 FNC backpack. It has 1,209 armor. It is rolled firearms for 1,219. Its major attribute is 8% critical hit damage, and its minor attribute is 15% bleed resistance. So I really like this one. Of course, D3 FNC is an SMG build focused gear set, so I would say you would like to keep the critical hit damage and then just focus on critical hit chance. Keep the firearms for max damage. So switch over the minor attribute from bleed resistance. Even though that's actually kind of good, I would really suggest getting ammo capacity, just so you can have more ammo and stay out there longer. Over to the knee pad section here, we have these Sentry Call knee pads that are actually really good. They have 1,478 armor. It is rolled firearms for 1,115. Its major attribute is 12,849 skill power. This minor attribute is 32% burn resistance, 32% shock resistance, and then 30% bleed resistance. I have to say, ideally, those are the main ones that I like: burn, shock, and bleed resistance, because it's the ones that you really get affected by the most when you're out PvPing or even PvEing. So I'd keep those 3 stats. Now the firearms is kind of on the low side, so maybe roll that to stamina if you like, or even higher, or electronics, really up to you. But I will keep the skill power. You could switch it though, and then it wouldn't really be a big deal. It's really up to you though, so come check these out. Next up are the gloves. As you can see here, we have some gunslinger gloves, high end. Its talent is savage. It has 923 armor. It is rolled firearms for 1,169. Its major attributes is 1,154 assault rifle damage, 8% skill haste, 6.50% enemy armor damage. So for these, more than likely gonna have to go assault rifle. So this is for the assault rifle users. It's really up to you. If you're okay with the firearms, or if you're taking it into the last stand, then I would suggest just keeping the firearms as is, and then switching over skill haste to something different. But I gotta say, skill haste is actually very good itself, just because it gives you a better cooldown on your abilities. Really up to you though. Again, savage gloves, come check these out. Now we're at the mods section. Now I was just thinking this, with the gloves up here, the 8% skill haste. If there's some of you out there that want to try maximizing the skill haste, that's why I'm throwing this in here. It's gonna be this prototype firearms mod. It has 231 firearms. Then its major attribute is 3% skill haste. I was thinking it. I was adding up the numbers, and it can go up to real high. Just with 4 of these and these gloves, it's around, I think, 20%. Not too sure. I really trying to hurry up here, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can even add more, which, I mean, you'd be bringing down the cooldown low, very low. But yeah, anyway, that's, if you want to try it, you can try to pick up that firearms mod. Next up, we do have this prototype performance mod. The skill attribute is 6% first aid ally heal. So this is going to be more for the healers of a team. Come check that one out over at the special blueprints vendor here. Let's see what we have. First off, we have this classic M44 carbine blueprint. Not the best sniper in the game, but if you're looking for a sniper that does damage, you can try to use this one. We have some stamina mask glove blueprints. Trying to get stamina with savage, you can come pick these up. An electronics mask, don't really see the use of that. Let's keep on moving on here. Now, I was looking through it earlier. It's always good if you play Last Stand a lot, to try to always look throughout the blueprints, because it all gets maxed out as soon as you enter the game. So maybe you can find, like, if you need a Hunter's Faith knee pad, you can buy this blueprint and then just keep on rolling it till you get what you want, and then just take it into Last Stand, and it'll be max gear score of 256. So always look at these. You never know what you can find. But besides that, that's actually going to be it for the blueprints vendor. Next up, we have the advanced weaponry vendor, and in this one we have an excellent extended magazine in the weapons mod section. Its major attributes are 110% magazine size, 4% critical hit damage, and then 2.50% critical hit chance. Now, these aren't the max for the critical hit damage and critical hit chance, but it's still very good, and I would definitely recommend you buy it. Like I always say, it's just credits, which you should have a ton by now. In the base of operations gear vendor, we have this prototype performance mod that's good for you sticky bomb users, whether it's PvP, which I haven't seen, or PvE, which I use myself, with the skill build. It's gonna be this, like I said, prototype performance mod with the skill attribute of 4% sticky bomb damage. Now this will definitely increase it if you use it for all 4 slots, and it will make it even more stronger. I think I already have 4.5 sticky bomb damage, so I won't be getting these, but I definitely recommend you get them if you need them. Next up is Dantes Run Safehouse, and we're gonna have this mask here, this operator mask, high end. It has, well, its talent is refreshed. It has 945 armor. It is rolled firearms for 1,252. Its major attribute is 9,034 scale power. Its minor attribute is 14% disorient resistance. Now, I've used refreshed a few times in the beginning of 1.6, and it did save my life quite a few times. So I definitely recommend using it if you haven't tried it out. Now, for me, I'd keep the firearms. Maybe roll the skill power over to something else, or keep the skill power and then switch over disorient resistance. Actually, that's what I would do. Because if you're using refresh, that means you're depending on your heals, to push your life up. So skill power with first aid would give you even more health, which in terms of, it's what you're looking for. So keep the skill power and switch over disorient resistance to something else. Over to the Wolves Den Safehouse. We're gonna have this mod, I believe. Let's see. Yes, this compensator mod here, weapon mod. Now its major attributes are 13.50% stability, 3% critical hit chance, and 4% critical hit damage. So I believe this is most likely gonna be for assault rifle users, just because sometimes the gun just has too much recoil. So that stability is definitely a help and a boost for your aim. I definitely recommend it, and I have to say, come get it. Next up is Madison Safehouse. I believe we have this mod here. Let's see. Yes, this prototype performance mod here, and its skill attribute is 5% pulse duration. Now I don't think I've ever seen a pulse duration that's 5%. I don't know if that's the max, but I think it's very good, and I definitely recommend it if you use pulse a lot. Now this would probably be more for PvE, because in PvP you're always moving a lot, so sometimes you have to pulse continuously to get the new rogues or new enemies coming in. So pulse duration, it can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. Try it out and let me know in the comments. Coming over to the Firewall Safehouse, we're gonna have this mod here. It's a purple mod, but it's still very good. It's gonna be this prototype performance mod. Its skill attribute is 1.50% pulse critical hit chance. Now, like I said, it's decent if you're using it outside of Last Stand, because it's a boost nonetheless to your critical hit chance of the pulse, of course. And then if you're using it in Last Stand, well, that goes max, which I believe is 2.50%. And that's even a bigger boost. Now I actually bought these earlier today, and I'm using them on my SMG build, so I can get that extra critical hit chance and push out more critical hit damage. So come get these if you need them. Next up is the Crypt Safehouse. If you're looking for some critical hit damage for your weapon, you can get this weapon mod here, this Pearl Red Dot Sight. Its major attributes are 19% critical hit damage, 4.50% optimal range, and then 2% accuracy. Now, not the best thing, of course. The optimal range, if you're using it on any type of gun, I really wouldn't recommend it. That's more for like a sniper with optimal range, but nonetheless, it does have 19% critical hit damage, and if that's all you're looking for, then why not? In DZ09, coming over to East 61st Street checkpoint, we're gonna have this scope here, the C79 scope, 3.4 times zoom. Its major attributes are 18% critical hit damage, 2% accuracy, and then 4.50% optimal range. So this scope, it does have critical hit chance, so you could use it on something else that you're trying to get critical hit chance, but I do recommend you use it for Deadeye if that's what you're looking for. Now, of course, instead of accuracy, it would have been better to maybe have stability just for that recoil, but it's still good because you're getting 18% critical hit damage, and it's a zoom in, so that's what you need for Deadeye. In DZ08, coming over to East 58th Street checkpoint, we're gonna have this chest piece here, this tactical vest high-end chest piece. Its talent is vigorous. It has 1,807 armor. It is rolled firearms for 1,172. Its major attributes are 5% enemy armor damage, 15,912 health. Then its minor attribute is 26% increased kill XP. Now this is decent for outside of the last stand, but if you're in last stand, this is actually good. Assuming that you want to keep the firearms, the enemy armor damage, and the health, then you can just switch over increased kill XP to ammo capacity. But you know, it's really up to you. You can try to boost up the enemy armor damage, or just switch either health or the enemy armor damage, or even the main roll of firearms. You can mix and match how you like, but like I said, move the increased kill XP of anything. In DZ01, coming over to 5th Avenue checkpoint, we're gonna have this mod here, this where is it? Prototype performance mod. Its skill attribute is 2% post critical hit chance. Now earlier we did take a look at purple performance mod, and I believe it was 1.5. Now that one is credits, and this one's Dark Zone funds, though it's not that much. Maybe for some of you beginners, this still might be out of the reach, you know, especially trying to buy 4. So you know, that's why I recommended these other ones. But if you can afford it, you got these 2% post critical hit chance mods here instead of those, so definitely come get these instead. In DZ06, coming over to West 53rd Street checkpoint, we're gonna have this mod that's good. It's gonna be this tyrant suppressor. Its major attributes are 7% critical hit chance, 4% critical hit damage, 2.50% stability. Then its minor attribute is 50% reduced threat. Like I said, this one's actually good. I like it. But I've been playing this game for a while, so I have a lot of them, so I won't be buying it. But if you need it, I definitely do recommend you buy this. In DZ06, coming over to the safe room here, we're gonna have a holster that's actually good. It's gonna be the D3 FNC holster. It has 954 armor. Its firearms is 1,128. It has stamina for 1,267, and then electronics for 1,267. Its major attribute is 7,224 health. So for this one, like I said, I believe it's actually really good. It has almost max stamina, almost max electronics, and health on top of that. So for this, really, all you would have to do is reroll firearms just to try to get it higher. If you're comfortable with leaving firearms like that, and maybe even in last stand, since it does max out, you can try to switch over health for something else. I think stability would be in there, but you know, it's really up to you. Like I said, these are good. I actually will be buying them because I want to make a D3 FNC holster, a D3 FNC gear set build, and I want to test it out, so I just picked those up. Anyways, yeah, come get these. In DZ08, coming over to the safe room here, we're gonna have these Deadeye gloves that are actually very good. As you can see here, it has 933 armor. It is rolled firearms for 1,216. Its major attributes are 4,367 marksman rifle damage, 7% enemy armor damage, and then 2,623 pistol damage. So you already know, for this, you want to take out the pistol damage and switch it over for critical hit damage, since it is for Deadeye, and then, you know, of course, you need that critical hit damage. So definitely switch that out. Everything else is good. You know, it's 1,216, but in last stand, that maxes out, so that's one of the best things you can actually get. I'm going to compare these later with mine and see if I have to buy them, but they are very good. In DZ09, coming over to the safe room, we're gonna have these tactician pieces that are very good. So you're looking to create a tactician piece, a tactician build. We have 3 pieces here today that will definitely help you. First up, we have this Tactician's Authority mask. It has 852 armor. It is rolled electronics for 1,140. Its major attribute is 9,518. Its minor attribute is 16% blind death resistance. So for this one, the skill power is kind of on the low side. If you're using it in last stand, it will increase to max. So I suggest switching over the minor attribute to something else. Of course, if you're not going into last stand, then you have to make a different type of choice there. It's really up to you then. Next up, we have a final measure vest here. It has 1,758 armor. It is rolled stamina for 1,270. Its major attributes are 4% all resistance, 10.50% exotic damage resilience, and minor attribute is 55% ammo capacity. So for this one, of course, I suggest leaving the stamina, leaving the ammo capacity. So either you take away all resistance or exotic damage resilience. Though, like I said previously, I would more than likely keep the exotic damage resilience because of the Seeker Mines and switch over the all resistance. Moving on though, we also have this Tactician's Authority pack. It has 1,152 armor. It is rolled electronics for 1,213. Its major attribute is 12,277 health. Then its minor attribute is 14% bleed resistance. So for this piece here, this backpack, I would keep the electronics because that's decent. I would keep the health, depending, if I do need the scale power, I'll switch it over, and I would switch over the bleed resistance to something else like ammo capacity. Though I guess if you're in an electronics build, you don't really do that much damage, so you really wouldn't be using your gun that much. So you have some options there. Next up, and the final piece, is this Tactician's Authority. It's gonna be this Tactician's Authority knee pads. It has 1,531 armor. It is rolled electronics for 1,245. Its major attribute is 12,311 skill power. Its minor attribute is 30% shock resistance, 29% burn resistance, and then 28% disrupt resistance. That's actually funny. It goes 28, 29, 30. That's cool. I've never seen that. But for these, I would switch over the disrupt resistance over to bleed resistance because more than likely you're always going to be on bleed more than you're going to be disrupted. So it's good to have that extra bleed resistance. Hey, okay, well that was it for today. If you all enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to see more, go rogue on that subscribe button by tacking it. Also turn on notifications to stay up to date on all things The Division. Till next time in the Empire, this is Fareoh G signing out. Take care.